they played exactly 2 weeks ago in the sub-district final.
You're exactly right, and that was a tight contest. Malcolm did an excellent job taking away their first scoring option down low, taking the post away. They really crammed it in down low. I expect to see more of that today. Malcolm's going to try and take away that post presence. It's going to be another tight one here this morning.
Can the Clippers get revenge from a previous loss, or will it be the top seed Crusaders moving on? We'll talk about the key players next on News Channel Nebraska.
You're watching the pregame show, presented by Pinnacle Bank of Beatrice. They're committed to bringing you banking the way it should be. Pinnacle Bank of Beatrice, member FDIC.
At Platte Valley Bank, we offer loans with competitive rates and quick decisions from our experienced lenders. Our team works hard to get to know you and your business. From ag to auto, home loans, and everything in between, we're here to help. Stop by Platte Valley Bank or apply online to find the loan that is right for you today.
The strong-hearted, the tender-hearted, the young at heart. Your heart. At Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, we have your best interest at heart. Staffed by world-class cardiologists, surgeons, and specialists who will be with you every step of the way. We're in your community. We're equipping you with the tools needed to get the life-saving care that's so essential in a cardiac event. We're collaborating to provide the latest and innovative diagnostic and treatment. We're partnering with you to manage your heart condition, working together to achieve the best possible outcome. Providing seamless care to get you back on the road to recovery. Back to the moments that warm your heart, make your heart skip a beat, and make you want to say, eat your heart out. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute.
Game 1 of the Nebraska Girls State High School Basketball Tournament is minutes away on News Channel Nebraska. Michael Shifley and Andy Klassen with you, getting ready for Lincoln Christian against Malcolm in Class C1. Let's talk about some key players, Andy. First, for the top seed Crusaders, it all starts down low with Olivia Hollenbeck.
And it started there for a long time. A 4-year starter, 6'4", team captain, great length, and she plays to those strengths. She can take you right, she can take you left, leads the team in scoring and rebounds. She's going to be a factor here this morning.
Well, from a senior to a freshman, the top scorer for the Malcolm Clippers, Alyssa Kordick, she's a 9th grader, but she gets things done.
Yeah, talk about contrasting key players here. Checking in at only 5'1", but she can get a lot done. She also leads the team in scoring, and she is a defensive force. She leads their high-octane zone defense, so not only can Forte get it done on the offensive end, she gets it done on the defensive end.
We're nearing tip-off between Lincoln Christian and Malcolm. Up next, we'll check in with the third member of our team, Chris Williams. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
We're committed to providing you with the highest level of service, so you will always choose us for your collision repairs. Our techs are trained and Gold Class certified. That's a big deal. With shops in Grand Island, Hastings, Kearney, North Platte, St. Paul, York, and Omaha. Guaranteed value and service.
Viva la Vendors! Viva! Viva la Vendors! Don't gamble with your car repair.
Rejuvenate your outdoor living space this season with new 2020 patio furniture from Fireplace Stone and Patio. With an array of styles, colors, and sizes, you can find your perfect fit in our showrooms. Add a customizable fire pit to your patio set and create the ultimate outdoor space for entertaining. With our stylish patio furniture and fire pits, we can design a space you'll enjoy for years to come. Now's the time to plan ahead. Visit Fireplace Stone and Patio for all your outdoor living needs.
Class C1 State Tournament Basketball on News Channel Nebraska. Lincoln Christian and Malcolm getting set to duel at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Let's head down to the sideline. Here's Chris Williams.
in this arena that doesn't know the key to the game, Olivia Hollenbeck. She's the key to every game that Lincoln Christian plays. Now, I talked to Malcolm head coach Andy Klepper about last time they played. Not that long ago, they got her in foul trouble. He said, that sounds easy. Can we do that again? That's a different question. Now, talking to Nick Orduna with Lincoln Christian, he said, look, that's not going to change anything. We're still getting it to Hollenbeck early and often. I think another thing to note is Lincoln Christian is the experienced team. Last year, no seniors. This year, they've been number one almost the entire season. Looking at the other side, Malcolm, not a senior on the roster, 2 freshmen. They look at that as, hey, we're young, we're carefree, we have nothing to lose. And one last thing, guys, the Lincoln Christian band is rocking this morning. I can't even hear myself think. Let's go back up to you guys where it's a little bit calmer, a little bit quieter, and let's get closer to tip-off.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. And that Lincoln Christian band, known for being energetic throughout basketball games, a key part of the atmosphere at the state tournament. We're happy to be here. We're happy you're joining along. Stay tuned. Tip-off on the way soon on NCN.
Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust believes as a locally owned community bank, it's important that we are a leader in supporting the local communities we serve. Financially supporting organizations that provide services to the needy and underprivileged, as well as organizations that strive to make our community a better place to live. Our employees carry on this commitment by serving on community boards, coaching youth sports, or simply volunteering to serve others. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, making a difference.
Incredible care, incredibly close. Beatrice Community Hospital and Health Center.
The Beatrice Community Hospital has always been here for you and your family, and now they're here for you even more with the Express Care Clinic on Sargent Road in Beatrice. You can get treatment 7 days a week for non-emergent illness and injury for children, adolescents, adults, and older adults. It's new, well-staffed, and ready when you need it most.
Incredible care, incredibly close. Beatrice Community Hospital and Health Center.
9 communities, 140 employees, and over 1,500 hours of volunteered time in our communities. The same communities that we at Midwest Bank share with you. From the soccer field to the ambulance, sitting on Chambers of Commerce committees, to being a room parent at your child's school. At Midwest Bank, we feel it is the little things that we do for the communities that we serve that make the big difference. If you feel the same, come see us at your local branch or check us out online at MidwestBank.com. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
It's in our passion. It's in our achievements. It's in our architecture and our heritage. It's in the way we innovate and discover. It's how we engage and inspire. It's time to experience it for yourself. Peru State College. See what's in it for you.
Shop Columbus Motor Company during the Jeep Celebration event for that new vehicle. They have a great selection of new Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps for work or play, and Ram tough trucks that can handle any job you've got. And they have a 5-day money-back guarantee in case you're not completely satisfied. Stop by or shop them online at ColumbusMotorCompanyNE.com, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Michael Shively and Andy Klassen with you atop the Bob Devaney Sports Center, getting ready for Malcolm against Lincoln Christian in Class C1. Let's take a peek at how these teams got to the state tournament. The top seed Lincoln Christian Crusaders entering at 21-3 on the season, a year after they made it to the state championship game. And Andy, not a far drive for this team.
No, only a couple-minute drive here. And yeah, you said it, they're used to winning, only lost 3 games, so they're playing a really good brand of basketball, not only down the stretch, but really throughout the entire season. Their consistency has been phenomenal this year.
Meanwhile, the Malcolm Clippers have grown up throughout the season. At the turn of the year, they reeled off a good streak of wins before losing 3 of their last 5 before getting to this game. But that doesn't mean they're not coming in playing good basketball.
You're exactly right. That's a heck of a record as well, 19-6. They had a really nice winning streak after that Christmas break, that holiday break season there. And they kind of stumbled there at the latter half of the season, though. Lost 3 of their last 5 regular season games, but you said it. They righted the ship. They really pushed Lincoln Christian to the limit there just 2 weeks ago. I expect the same type of effort here this morning.
Head coach Andy Klepper tells us the district final win over Ogallala was a little bit of a sloppy game, a 37-28 final, but they were able to grit it out and get the win to get the ticket here to Lincoln. Well, as far as your starting lineups are concerned, they're brought to you by Bryan Health. Bryan, forward, together. Lincoln Christian, led by head coach Nick Orduna. They'll turn to Barrett Power, the 5'8" senior. McKiley Ailes, a 5'8" junior. Allison Cordy, watch out for her quickness, a 5'6" senior. Alexis Johnson is another senior who's really stepped up this season at 6 feet tall. And then our key player, Olivia Hollenbeck.
Yeah, the Lady Crusaders really do have good balance, don't they? They got height down in the post. They got shifty, quick, great decision-making guards.
We saw a senior and junior laden lineup there with Lincoln Christian. Not the case for the Malcolm Clippers. This team doesn't have a senior on the roster, and this starting lineup is heavy on freshmen. The Clippers are led by second-year head coach Andy Klepper.
Yeah, and Klepper's done just a terrific job. As you mentioned, not a lot of senior leadership on this squad, and they kind of had an up-and-down start to the season, but they righted the ship, and now they're here playing at the state tournament. Just a phenomenal season for the Malcolm Clippers.
5'1" freshman guard Alyssa Fordick leads the team in scoring. Jocelyn Small is a 5'2" junior. Ashlyn Seahigh, a 5'7" junior. Jordan Viras in the starting lineup as a 5'9" junior. And Emma Brown, another freshman at 5'5", rounds out that starting lineup for head coach Andy Klepper. And now it's time to enjoy the game thanks to United Healthcare, where small towns matter. Game 1 of 6 on News Channel Nebraska today. We're camped out at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. We hope you camp out on the couch and tune in for some quality hoops throughout the day. I'm excited. You ready, Andy?
You know I'm excited. This is just a terrific atmosphere already. What a way to kickstart our coverage here of 6 games. Now, we talked about how Malcolm's at a little bit of a disadvantage height-wise. Just looked at the program to double-check because I had Emma Brown, the freshman center, for Malcolm at 6 foot, and that is what they have her listed at as in the official program here down in Lincoln. So let's go with that. Let's give her some height.
Absolutely, and that is the accurate height there for Emma Brown, the freshman. 12 rebounds against Lincoln Christian in that previous matchup a couple weeks ago. That will be important that not only she stays out of foul trouble, but that she's able to rebound against the 6'4" Hollenbeck.
She really has to hone in, really focus in on just the small things, getting position, and really trying to contain Hollenbeck.
Lincoln Christian wins the tip. That was Hollenbeck in the middle, and she gets the ball right away. The kick out of the double team leads to an open 3, but Power misses. Johnson with the board, and she travels. Malcolm will get possession.
Tell you what, that was a real nice opening offensive possession, except for the travel, of course. But the inside, outside, that was a good look for Lincoln Christian.
The Crusaders love the full court pressure, and that's what they open up with after that first dead ball.
Yeah, both teams really love to bring the heat in that full court press, make you earn every little single inch.
Johnson on the ball there, the 6-foot senior. Has had a breakout season. His team returning 4 starters from a team that made the state championship and lost to Bishop Neumann last year. There's Fordick, the freshman, handing off to the right side for the Clippers. And Hollenbeck gets a hand on that basketball, and it's out of bounds off of Malcolm. A couple turnovers in the early going. This is your first quarter, brought to you by Region 4 Behavioral Health System.
Yeah, it was really nice help defense there from Lincoln Christian. Malcolm trying to get the ball baseline. Lady Crusaders having none of it.
Inside to Hollenbeck. There's the double team. No trouble passing out of it. Power is fouled going up on the left side.
Power did a nice job of sneaking in that back door, didn't she? And Hollenbeck with a really good-looking feed, keeping the ball up high, away from the defenders, the Malcolm defenders.
And Power sinks the first on the board in game 1 of the state tournament. There's another look at that good pass out of the double team, something she sees often, does Hollenbeck.
Yes.
And when you're used to the double team, you got to pass out of it.
You're exactly right. That's why she's a team leader in assists, not just points and rebounds.
Fordick and company, no trouble getting across midcourt against that pressure. Coach Andy Klepper telling us Alyssa Fordick might be one of the best ball handlers in the entire state as a freshman.
You just saw it right there, the crossover dribble, just devastating.
Working against the man-to-man of Lincoln Christian, and a whistle against Allison Cordy for Lincoln Christian.
Jocelyn Small's another one of these guards that makes really good decisions for Malcolm. On that occasion, recognized that she had the defense on her hip, forced the issue, drew the foul.
And a steal for Lincoln Christian on the inbounds pass, taking it away, Johnson, and 2 turnovers and 2 possessions for the Malcolm Clippers. Then a foul committed by Virus. That's number 2 on her in the first minute and a half.
Yeah, Jordan Virus has to, I like the aggressive nature. She wants to get into her offensive player, but got a little too aggressive there on that occasion.
So she takes a seat, and Diamond Sedlak, another freshman, 5'8", averages 5 points and 2.5 boards per game. She enters. They travel against Olivia Hollenbeck, and each team with a pair of giveaways in the early going.
Yeah, and you could just kind of chalk that up to, first game jitters here to open up the tournament.
A deep pass hauled in by the wide receiver Fordick. Nice underhand pass and a triple canned by Jocelyn Small. How about that for a press break?
And how about the dribble, drive, and kick out from Fortick to make that whole thing happen?
The Crusaders don't waste time getting down the court themselves. And right into Hollenbeck, who had excellent low post position. That's almost automatic for her. And she already has more than she did last time against the Clippers.
Hollenbeck did an excellent job getting position early there and just backing down her defending and getting the shot off quick before the double team could converge.
Malcolm loves to run the pick and roll. It gets Fordick down low and not afraid to go against the trees. She draws the foul, heads to the free throw line.
And I tell you what, that's a very welcome sign here early on. If you are a Malcolm fan, how Jocelyn Small is making a big presence here early on.
Foul against Alexis Johnson. And Small with 4 early points.
Yeah, she's already found her shot, hasn't she?
The junior scores just over 7 per game. Coach Andy Klepper tells us she's the vocal leader. A team with no seniors, the juniors need to step up, and Small one of those.
There's that press coming up big for the Lady Clippers.
3 ball up and down for Alyssa Fordick. The Clippers can a couple threes in the first quarter. They lead by 3.
No hesitation for Fortick, right off of the turnover, nails the 3.
And Hollenbeck able to find Johnson for an easy deuce. We're off and running.
That's what happens when you roll the dice and put too much pressure in the front court. Lincoln Christian can beat you in the back court.
Sizing up this Lincoln Christian defense. Malcolm gets the ball to the wings and then looks for the ball screen.
Really got to appreciate the contrasting styles here, don't you, Michael? Man-to-man for Lincoln Christian, mostly zone defense. Shade help down low for Malcolm.
Going against Hollenbeck. Brown can't get it to go, but thrown away by the Crusaders. And while we have a chance, let's tell you about our key defensive player of the game. Time to protect the house. Brought to you by J-Tech Construction. J-Tech Construction, the official exterior experts of the Huskers. And Allison Cordy, man, is she a menace defensively.
She really is, and you've already seen a little dose of that early on here. She is all over the court. You got to know where she's at. She nearly got a steal right there.
Always matches up against the best guard on the opposing team, and that's Fordick. She's going to have her hands full this morning. And there's Cordy with a steal. In open court. Can't get it to fall. And Malcolm cleans up the miss. A whistle stops play. It's going to stay on the far side of the court.
Was Denton's foot on the line there off the rebound? I think that might have been the call.
It is, so the Crusaders fortunate to keep possession after that ball hung on the rim for a couple seconds. But Cordy throws it right away. Now Fordick is fouled. Trying to deny the freshman an easy opportunity for points. The Crusaders stick their hands in there.
Yeah, and that's not a bad foul in transition, because otherwise Fortek would have had an easy lay-in. Kind of had the defense on their heels there on the fast break.
Inbounded to Jordan Denton. Denton, a sophomore off the bench. Missed that time by Sedlak. And up the court head the Crusaders, Ailes.
My goodness, they really love to push the ball, don't they?
Here's Ailes for three. Back iron. This time the Crusaders fall back and prevent transition off of the miss.
And thus far, Malcolm's been kind of fortunate that Lincoln Christian's been off the mark on a couple of those three balls.
The fourth turnover by the Clippers. Now Cordy trying the left side. This time it goes for the senior Allison Cordy.
Seems like she gets 4 or 5 of those attempts per game coming off those steals at the mid-court range.
Gets 4 steals per game. I've already seen a couple from her.
And then she has the speed and the quickness to finish on the other end.
Coach Orduna using 3 descriptors when talking about her. Fast, quick, agile. Those are all good compliments for a defensive specialist.
It all adds up, doesn't it?
The Clippers going against the teeth of that Lincoln Christian student section. Great crowd here for game number 1, and a blocking foul against Cordy. Watch out, that's number 2 on her, and it sends Emma Brown to the charity stripe.
Boy, how about the patience shown from the Lady Clippers offense? They're working the ball around, working around, waited till the defense over-rotated, got the mismatch with Emma Brown, the freshman center, 6-foot center, on Cordy down low.
And Brown calmly sinks the first. Malcolm, a 57% free throw shooting team on the year.
And Brown did a nice job of not bringing the ball down where Cordy could get after. She kept the ball up high and went right to the rack.
Can't hit the second try, and Power picks up the miss. Tied up between these two Southeast Nebraska foes in the first quarter. No longer. There's Alexis Johnson. Johnson with 5 points.
Yeah, Johnson's been looking for that shot from the get-go, finally knocking one down.
Poked out of bounds, will stay with Malcolm.
And Johnson's been doing a nice job working the glass. A lot of attention being shown to Hollenbeck. She's leading all rebounders with 3 thus far.
There's Jocelyn Small with it. At 5'2", she still scores 7 per game, but that time Hollenbeck swipes away the pass.
Hollenbeck so active on the defensive end. Everyone knows about her offensive efforts. Always in double figures. She gets work done on the defensive end too.
2.5 steals per game. You think of a post player for blocks, she gets it done with steals too. And now she gets a chance at the line, getting hacked on the right block.
Yeah, that's just a real tough spot for Emma Brown to be in. When Olivia Hollenbeck gets the ball that close to the rim, look out.
The senior hits the first. Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Husker Rehab, with locations in Fairbury, Beatrice, Nebraska City, and 3 locations in Lincoln. Hollenbeck drills both of them. A player that gets to the free throw line often. She's now shot 124 from the line this season, shooting nearly 70%.
Yeah, just a huge part of her game. Like you said, used to taking on double and triple teams, can play through the contact.
Little 5-0 run here by the Crusaders. Can Malcolm answer? Fordick takes baseline. No one stops her. If you give it to her, she'll take it.
That little hesitation dribble caught the Lincoln Christian defense kind of sleeping there.
Brielle Power thought about the 3 a moment ago. Throws over to Mikaylee Ailes, who gets the deuce off of the window.
Nice drive baseline for the answer, and a little bit of a screen there for Hollenbeck to open things up for the lay-in.
And just over 6 minutes into this game, 5 different players, all 5 starters for the Crusaders are on the board.
That's that balance we were talking about in the pregame.
Another steal for Hollenbeck and Lincoln Christian. But it's swiped right back. Ashlyn Seahigh punts that one out of bounds.
See how it kind of looked like a defensive back there, didn't she? Just kind of measuring up, waiting for that pass. As soon as it happened, she sprung into action.
The Clippers take timeout. Lincoln Christian in front by 5 in the first quarter.
We're committed to providing you with the highest level of service, so you will always choose us for your collision repairs. Our techs are trained and gold class certified. That's a big deal. With shops in Grand Island, Hastings, Kearney, North Platte, St. Paul, York, and Omaha. Guaranteed value and service.
Viva la Vendors! Viva! Viva la Vendors! I don't gamble with the car repair.
Welcome back to coverage of the 2020 Nebraska Girls State Basketball Tournament. 6 games today, 6 tomorrow here on NCN, and a fun start, 15-10 Lincoln Christian.
Yeah, extremely competitive. Both teams getting after it here.
Brielle Power, nothing but nylon for the younger sister of Barrett.
You really got to appreciate how the Crusaders can get you offensively. You know about the presence down low that they lean on with Olivia Hollenbeck, but man, do they got shooters as well.
Both teams shooting well from long range. Beautiful entry pass. That was Seahigh finding Brown down low for 2.
And Emma Brown is holding her own down on the post, doing an excellent job with a steal. Oh, near takeaway there for Emma Brown.
The back of her sneakers there on the sideline, so Lincoln Christian will keep it. Just under a minute to play. We saw Brielle Power a moment ago, and what a boost she's given this team late in this season. Hollenbeck, she gets it right there. That's automatic.
Yeah, that's just too easy for Hollenbeck. Getting position down low, giving the double team no time to converge. They might have to put that double team on a little earlier, maybe start fronting her.
Brielle Power out with a volleyball injury for much of the season, secures the rebound there. Had a hip injury that lingered into basketball season. Now she's back and contributing.
Yeah, definitely making an impact here.
The Crusaders could get the final shot of the first quarter. Hollenbeck wants it, kicks it out.
Good
the ball
ball
rotates to Power. Not this time. Final few ticks. Brielle Power from midcourt won't get the shot up, and after 8 minutes of action at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, Lincoln Christian leads Malcolm by 8 on News Channel Nebraska.
Southeast Community College
Tyler,
is your
Brandon,
path to possible. With nearly 60 programs to choose from, including transfer on 3 different campuses. Find your perfect fit, whether it's horticulture and turfgrass management, motorcycle, ATV and personal watercraft, or surgical technology. We have a hands-on program that's right for you at a fraction of the cost of many other schools. Visit us today at Southeast Community College, your path to possible.
9 communities, 140 employees, and over 1,500 hours of volunteer time in our communities. The same communities that we at Midwest Bank share with you. From the soccer field to the ambulance, sitting on Chambers of Commerce committees, to being a room parent at your child's school. At Midwest Bank, we feel it is the little things that we do for the communities that we serve that make the big difference. If you feel the same, come see us at your local branch or check us out online at MidwestBank.com. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
An 8-point lead after 1 quarter for Lincoln Christian. Michael Shively, Andy Klassen with you here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. What were the Crusaders doing well after this one was tied up in the early going to boost their way to this advantage?
Well, it really looked like they just got into an offensive rhythm and started knocking down shots that they weren't at the beginning of that first period.
Great ball screen leads to a chance. Fordick misses the shot. Was the picket fence play there?
Nice looking ball screen. Christian kind of dodged a bullet there as Malcolm generated a good look offensively.
Now with an 8-point lead, they get an open look for Johnson. Off of the rim, pulled down by Seahigh. Jocelyn Small operating the point guard now. Runs into just a mountain there.
Yeah.
Sprinting down the court, then all of a sudden 6'4" with long arms appears in front of you.
Did a nice job working with her pivot foot, and then she tried to go up, and Hollenbeck was having none of that.
7 turnovers here in the early going for Malcolm, 5 for Lincoln Christian, so it's been a little sloppy on both sides, but particularly troublesome for the Clippers.
Well, and we've heard about both teams and their high-octane defenses. We saw a little bit of that in that first quarter.
Olivia Hollenbeck was scoreless 2 weeks ago against Malcolm. She has 8 in the first 10 minutes today.
Yeah, and Malcolm has got to make an adjustment. I'm thinking maybe just send the double team on early. Don't wait for her to get the ball.
Fordick nearly had it taken away by Ailes. There's Hadley to it with the basketball. In off the bench, dives on the court, and ties it up. Your second quarter is sponsored by Husker Rehab, with locations in Fairbury, Beatrice, Nebraska City, and 3 locations in Lincoln.
Yeah, and I think a little bit of a contrasting difference here, Michael. Lincoln Christian's playing with a good rhythm offensively. They're working the ball inside, outside. On the other end, Malcolm's kind of a little bit of a herky-jerky state right now.
Seahigh with the steal. Dishes, and Fordick can't handle it. Out of bounds, it goes to the Crusaders.
Oh, man, and another opportunity. Passes up the Lady Clippers. Great defense in that press. Unable to generate points.
A 10-point deficit right now for Malcolm, trying to use defense to create offense. And again, it's Seahigh getting her hand on the rock. Jasmine Small, sister or twin sister of Jocelyn Small, who is in the starting lineup, but Jasmine can't hit the shot. And back to Lincoln Christian it goes. That's 2 straight turnovers that Malcolm didn't capitalize on. Johnson can't hit from the left side, and it's out of bounds to Lincoln Christian.
Yeah, and the Crusaders have done a nice enough job at times breaking the press and getting a good look. They've just been unable to capitalize too many times. Coach Nick Orduna's liking here. They got the 10-point lead, but of course, as a coach, you always want to extend that a little bit.
Yes, you do. That's why Allison Cordy comes in off the bench, even though she has 2 fouls. Oh, perfect ball rotation on that baseline inbounds play. That was designed. 2 quick passes to get it right back to the girl down low.
Ball never hit the court. Just a thing of beauty.
Off of the screen, nothing going for Small. Now Fordick against Cordy. That's the matchup we're enjoying watching there. Excellent ball handling against pesky defense. And a foul on the other side against Barrett Power, her first.
That's what Seahawks has to do, especially in that tight man-to-man. When they extend that out to the three-point line, you got to blow by him, especially if you got the defender leaning one way or the other. You got to force the issue and get to the rack.
Excellent minutes there by Brielle Power off the bench for Lincoln Christian. They were able to build this lead with one of their most important players, Cordy, on the bench in foul trouble.
You're exactly right. Power kind of kick-started a little bit of a spark there, ripping down a rebound and kick-starting a fast break opportunity as soon as she checked into the game.
How about Emma Brown going against Hollenbeck? Nice little scoop shot with the right hand, and then a turnover forced. That's number 8 on Lincoln Christian.
Been so impressed from Emma Brown early on here, really holding her own. The freshman versus the senior. She's getting work done. Number 33 right in the middle of your screen there.
Timeout, Crusaders. More hoops next.
There's no denying social media has influenced the mental health of kids. The challenges as a teacher has changed a lot because of that.
Good morning, people. When I first started teaching, come in, students, open your books, let's learn. And the student was more engaged and they were more focused. Now they want to be entertained, which is fun, but it chips away at, I think, that content learning because you're competing against the phone.
Named for the unbroken, fertile grounds from which we came, Prairie Valley Seeds has one goal: to help you grow. Cutting-edge, customized seed placement fuels the adaptability your farm needs. With these innovations, you can rest assured your seeds work as hard as you do. We'll push the boundaries in seed innovation so that you can push the boundaries in farming. Prairie Valley Seeds. Grow without limits.
Out of the timeout, Malcolm able to get it inbounds. Lincoln Christian wanted to talk things over after a couple positive plays by the Clippers, all started by their defense.
Really has. They've been leaning on that defense, generating extra opportunities offensively. Just too many times, like you saw right there, those possessions come up empty.
9 giveaways now for the Clippers. And Brown trying to work her way lower towards the hoop. The pass was wide of her. Hollenbeck, the future Fort Hays State player, gets it across half court.
The Tigers.
In the MIAA, one of the top conferences in Division II. You might be familiar with it. It has the University of Nebraska Kearney in it as well.
Seems we always get to call 1 or 2 Lady Loper games, and more times than not, it's Fort Hays State that's on the ticket.
And interesting to note that Fort Hays State is really focusing its recruiting on Nebraska.
Yes.
She'll be joined by her good friends at Fort Hays State, Sydney Galladay, a Fremont Tiger star.
Yeah, and I've always kind of noticed that looking up and down the roster. I'm like, man, there's so many good players from Nebraska. Let's try and keep those girls home.
Brown underneath the hoop kicks it out. The three-pointer a little short by Small, but the offensive board led to a good try. And man, Malcolm crashing the glass. They just can't hit.
Oh, what an effort from the Lady Clippers. They're ripping down 2 offensive rebounds, 2 really good looks offensively, just unable to convert.
Down low to Johnson, able to put it up with a hand in her face.
And that's that rhythm we were talking about offensively that the Lady Crusaders are in. Great ball movement, working it around, swinging, getting the ball in front of the defense.
Johnson with 7 first half points. That's near her average of 8.5 per game.
My goodness, what a game. She also leads all rebounders with 5.
The baseline J off target for Malcolm. Not there for Jordan Veras. And Cordy, look at that speed, flashing to the rack. Can't finish. There's Brown making it a one-shot try. Three-pointer up. It's not there for Jasmine Small.
It's just like there's a lid on the basket right now for Malcolm. These are good looks. Our offense is clicking. It's in rhythm. They're just not hitting shots.
Hollenbeck with the right hand on the turnaround. Somehow fell out of the basket there. And offense tough to come by this quarter after we saw 32 points in the first quarter between the two teams. Just 8 in the second.
Yeah, and both teams really getting the job done in different ways. Malcolm with that zone defense coming off their press. Lincoln Christian really has to extend that man-to-man ball pressure out beyond the three-point line.
Another second try opportunity here for Malcolm. They got the board. Cordy stripped Fordick, and there's a tie-up. A jump ball. That will stay with Malcolm. This morning's broadcast is brought to you in part by Nebraska Loves Public Schools. To see what happens every day in our public schools, watch their films at iloveps.org. Out of the alternate possession, it stays with Malcolm. Open look for 3 for Jocelyn Small. Off target. Story of the second quarter for Malcolm.
Yeah, another good look, though. Working the ball inside to Brown. The quick kick out. A good look from beyond the arc. And we know the Lady Clippers can hit those type of shots from beyond the arc.
And Jocelyn Small, a 34% three-point shooter. McKiley Ailes misses for Lincoln Christian. Fordick gets by Cordy and hip checked, but no whistle. It's out of bounds to Malcolm. Or rather to Lincoln Christian. Let's see the replay.
I still like the decision here from Fortek trying to get to the rim, and it did kind of look like Hollenbeck might have been moving her feet just a little bit. Fortek trying to draw the foul. Doesn't get the call.
Tough luck for the freshman. 12-point advantage for Lincoln Christian. Man, have they thwarted anything from Malcolm here lately. But they've had a little turnover bug themselves. That's the 10th turnover for Nick Orduna's team.
How about Sedlick? They're taking away baseline, knowing the speed of Cordy, and she had to just beat her to the spot. Allison Cordy did dribble the ball out of bounds, but that was due to the defensive effort from Sedlak.
Can the Clippers make a run in the final 90 seconds of the first half?
You know they'd like to pull this within 10 points here.
Inside to Brown against Hollenbeck, and Hollenbeck gets a piece of it. Then on the rebound, a push. A little body foul there against Hollenbeck after Brown got her own rebound.
And that's what I saw too. Hollenbeck just kept working her body into Brown. And how about Emma Brown? Just fearless. The 6-foot senior going right at Olivia Hollenbeck.
Freshman, 6-foot freshman Emma Brown. And she sneaks open on the inbounds play, hits the layup. She has 7 of her team's 16.
Yeah, just slipped right down below the defense there. Christian kind of caught him off guard there.
An over-the-head pass by Barrett Power. That was athletic to keep the basketball for Lincoln Christian.
Think Power knew where her players were on that one?
Hollenbeck, she draws contact.
I believe this is going to be on Jocelyn Small with the help defense.
It is on Small. That's just her first. Only the team's 4th, but a shooting foul. So Hollenbeck back to the line, and she's made 3 right there.
Yeah, and you can see it right there. That's a great look at it from our camera guy down below the rim there. Small, just a half step late with that help defense.
12 first half points for Olivia Hollenbeck, the senior who averages 14.5 per game. Malcolm just 4 points this quarter, but a good opportunity. What a find down low. Sedlak puts it through.
Excellent spacing and ball movement here late for the Lady Clippers.
Couple of layups here in the last minute for Malcolm. It's where you want your shot attempts. Right at the rack, just like that for Hollenbeck. On the right block, just leans against the defender, tosses it over with the right hand.
And so quick as well, not allowing any additional defenders to come her way, using her height, her length to her advantage.
Jocelyn Small, back iron at the buzzer. And the first half owned by the Lincoln Christian Crusaders. The top seed in Class C1 leads by 12 at the break.
Since 1918, Allmakes has been moving business forward. Family owned for 4 generations, we've been on the leading edge of office technology for 100 years. Today, we are an industry leader throughout the nation and across the globe for office furniture, space planning, and project management. While we celebrate our past, our commitment is to the next century as we expand to Columbus.
Hello, I'm Lacey Ferguson, and I was raised in Hastings, Nebraska. I'm a graduate of Bryan College of Health Sciences, an employee at Bryan Medical Center for the past 5 years. It's an honor to tell high school basketball fans across our state a little more about Bryan Health. The same enthusiasm, support, and teamwork you're witnessing on the courts is how we approach each new day at Bryan. We believe healthcare is best delivered close to home and take great pride in working with our communities to ensure local healthcare services remain strong. And when your family, friends, and neighbors need leading-edge specialty care, Bryan will always be here. In 2019, patients from every Nebraska county were treated at Bryan Medical Center in Lincoln. 2 great examples of how Bryan makes a difference throughout Nebraska are the Bryan College of Health Sciences and Bryan Telemedicine. Bryan College of Health Sciences is now 775 students strong, another semester of record enrollment. Our nursing students receive more clinical hours than any other program in the state. That's one reason why Bryan graduates are so coveted. Approximately 50% of our graduates accept positions at Bryan Health, and the rest mostly return home to communities throughout Nebraska. For more information about our undergraduate, master's, and doctoral programs, go to bryanhealthcollege.edu. The other service that touches every corner of Nebraska on a daily basis is Bryan Telemedicine. This really cool program connects hospitals and physicians from across the state with specialists in Lincoln. As a small town native, I know this is such an important link. It helps recruit and retain physicians in rural Nebraska, minimizing the burden of 24/7, 365-day call coverage. You, your community hospital, and Bryan Health, we're all moving forward together. Enjoy the game.
Michael Shively and Andy Klassen back with you at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. It's halftime of game number 1 out of 6 today at the Bob Devaney Sports Center in Class C1. Top seed Lincoln Christian owns a 30-18 advantage over 8 seed Malcolm. Well, Andy, this Lincoln Christian team is no stranger to the state tournament. Their 23rd trip, well, I was about to say here at Lincoln, or here to downtown Lincoln,
back
out
home
from the southeast part of the city, but this team used to being here 20 seasons under head coach Nick Orduna, and they're a regular here at the state tournament.
They really are. They've kind of made this their home away from home. Is that how we want to say that? But they're always forced to be reckoned with. Nick Orduna's done a nice job of developing players, obviously, throughout his 20-year tenure. And you're seeing it, he gets it done in many different ways. Like with Olivia Hollenbeck, she's a 4-year starter. So, you know, a lot of these coaches I feel like that have a lot of tenure, they're those guys that I only want to do juniors, I only want seniors. No, these new wave of coaches and then the ones that have been around for a long time, they will play to a team's strength, and that is exactly what Nick Orduna has done throughout his tenure here with Lincoln Christian, and that's why they're a mainstay here at the state tournament.
The Crusaders hoping to add a third banner to the halls of Lincoln Christian School. That 2017 team so good, led by Chloe Dworak. She's now a sophomore at Creighton, by the way, playing some good basketball there for the Blue Jays. As far as Malcolm, they've made now 5 trips to the state tournament. Their most recent came in 2017, the year that Lincoln Christian won it. They lost to Kearney Catholic there in that appearance.
Yeah, and head coach Andy Klepper only in his 2nd year, but I really like what he's got going on here. Lost 3 key seniors last year. That season last year was kind of up and down, but they got the offense, the defense philosophies installed, and now you're seeing freshmen and sophomores getting big things, making big things happen for the Lady Clippers, and I think you got to be very encouraged if you're a Malcolm Lady Clipper fan right now with what you're seeing early on here from head coach Andy Klepper.
Andy Klepper in his 2nd year takes over for Trudy Samuelson. She had over 400 wins for Malcolm. Wow. Helped guide that team to their only state tournament win. That was in 1998 over Guardian Angel Central Catholic. The Malcolm Clippers will need a comeback if they're looking for win number 2 in program history at the state tournament. They trail 30-18 at the break. You're watching the 2020 Girls Nebraska State High School Basketball Tournament on News Channel Nebraska.
Since 1918, Allmakes has been moving business forward. Family owned for 4 generations, we've been on the leading edge of office technology for 100 years. Today, we are an industry leader throughout the nation and across the globe for office furniture, space planning, and project management. While we celebrate our past, our commitment is to the next century as we expand to Columbus.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
We recently did some consumer research, and we found that most people don't like the car dealer part of buying a car. What a surprise! But a good reason to make some changes here at Anderson Ford, starting with streamlining our whole sales process. So you spend less time at the dealership and more time enjoying your new vehicle. Imagine a better car buying experience. It's about time, isn't it? Come experience better at Anderson Ford.
Girls State High School basketball on News Channel Nebraska. Michael Shively, Andy Klassen with you. It's time to look at your halftime highlights. Presented by Anderson Ford, Lincoln Kia of Grand Island. See their huge selection of new and used cars and trucks on Deers Avenue. Proudly serving the GI Hastings and Kearney areas and a proud supporter of area athletes. Anderson of Grand Island.com. And Andy, Lincoln Christian, they knew the recipe in the early going. Get it down low to Olivia Hollenbeck.
You really got to like what you're seeing from Lincoln Christian. how they're working the ball down low and using their strengths. That's the post play of Olivia Hollenbeck.
There's Hollenbeck in transition. A moment ago, you saw Alyssa Fordick with the three. 2 first-quarter three-pointers for Malcolm kept them in the game, but then it started to get stretched out by Lincoln Christian.
Well, Malcolm was generating good looks, good shot opportunities, but they just weren't falling. You got to think that Malcolm has got to right the ship here and have a hot start to this third quarter to get themselves back in this one.
Hollenbeck with 14 in the first half, and when you get the ball that low, there's nothing you can do. Look at the difference there. Working against Hadley Tuitt off the bench, 5'7" against 6'4".
Yeah, so not only did that ball movement generate a good look, but it got the mismatch. It really got Malcolm out of rotation.
Emma Brown for the Clippers. She had a great half, and without her in the second quarter, this lead would be even greater for the Crusaders.
Been so impressed with what Brown has brought to this game here, holding her own down low. She has 3 rebounds, some key buckets at key times to really keep the Lady Clippers within reach here.
Malcolm has exited the halftime locker rooms. Second-year head coach Andy Klepper hoping his team can generate a comeback. Right now they're paced by Brown, 7 points, 5 for Fordick, 4 for Small, 2 for Sedlak off the bench. 14 for Hollenbeck for the Crusaders and 7 for Alexis Johnson, 2 for Barrett Power, 2 for McKiley Ailes, 2 for Allison Cordy, and 3 for Brielle Power off the bench. So 6 Crusaders on the board.
Just amazing balance. And you mentioned Alexis Johnson. I really liked what she's been doing, not only offensively, picking her spots, not forcing a shot, but taking the open look. She also leads all rebounders with 5. So she's getting work done on not only the offensive end, but the defensive end as well.
Stay with us on News Channel Nebraska after this break, the second half. Plus, we'll hear what each coach is thinking heading into the third quarter.
Are you struggling with pain or mobility issues? Do you need physical or occupational therapy? Husker Rehab can help. With 6 locations, help is in your hometown or just a short drive away. Our goal is to keep you moving with the most modern and up-to-date rehabilitative techniques. If your life is being ruined by physical pain, come and see us. Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms, in Fairbury, Beatrice, Lincoln, and Nebraska City. Visit us at huskerrehab.com.
We unleash abundant local assets,
inspire charitable giving,
and connect ambitious people
to build stronger communities
and a greater Nebraska.
The strong-hearted, the tender-hearted, the young at heart. Your heart at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute. We have your best interest at heart. Staffed by world-class cardiologists, surgeons, and specialists who will be with you every step of the way. We're in your community. We're equipping you with the tools needed to get the life-saving care that's so essential in a cardiac event. We're collaborating to provide the latest and innovative diagnostic and treatment. We're partnering with you to manage your heart condition, working together to achieve the best possible outcome. Providing seamless care to get you back on the road to recovery. Back to the moments that warm your heart, make your heart skip a beat, and make you want to say, eat your heart out. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute.
Welcome back here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Let's head down to the sidelines and Chris Williams. Well, let's dive into the second half here. Michael Shively and Andy Klassen with you. A 12-point advantage for the Lincoln Christian Crusaders, trying to return to the Class C1 state championship game where they fell to Bishop Neumann last season.
And these first couple of minutes are going to loom large for the Lady Clippers. If they want to get themselves back into this one, you feel like they've got to get a good start here in the third quarter.
And Hollenbeck on the turnaround doesn't get it. Good box out by Brown. Malcolm a chance for the first points.
Emma Brown playing with great discipline defensively once again.
Hand in the passing lanes. You'll see that from both sides. The whole game, McKiley Ailes that time for the Crusaders.
Yeah, Ailes, another one of these excellent defenders for Lincoln Christian. Almost comes away with another steal.
This morning's broadcast is brought to you in part by Stealth Broadband, proudly serving parts of Northeast Nebraska. This Lincoln Christian team, they average 13 steals per game. You'll take that. Hollenbeck on the inbound, able to get it up ahead and across half court. Turnovers a story in that first half. 10 of them for Lincoln Christian, 9 for Malcolm. Don't usually turn it over when you have a point-blank shot, though.
Crusaders doing a good job opening up this third period, going right back to the well of Olivia Hollenbeck, working the block.
Driving in, it's Small. Lost the ball, but able to keep possession. Here's Brown on the spot-up jumper. She sinks it. Emma Brown, what a game for her. She's a good freshman, 7.5 points, 6 rebounds per game. This is 9 points already against one of the top players in Class C1 in Hollenbeck.
You're exactly right. 9 points and 5 rebounds, really holding her own, really matching, going tick for tack with Olivia Hollenbeck here. And I like how Malcolm's opened up this third quarter offensively, kind of that Princeton-style motion offense, dribbling the ball across the lane, finding their shooters some space.
Alyssa Fordick held in check to just 5 points in the first half. Tried the reverse lay-in, and it wasn't there. It's tough to score at the rim against Lincoln Christian.
It really is. They do a nice job of defending the rim.
Barrett Power off target. Rebound to Ashlyn Seahigh. Power no-made field goals in the first half. A couple free throws for her. Senior star volleyball player. She's going to be a setter at Colorado State next season. Cordy with the steal, and no one in front of her. She lays it in.
Yeah, pesky defender. That's why she was our key defensive player of the game to watch out for. Loves to jump those passing lanes or pick your pocket.
Turning the corner and hitting the shot before hitting the deck, Alyssa Fordick. Good floater over the top of Hollenbeck. Now Hollenbeck in space, scoops it through.
And that's why she's going to be playing at the next level for Fort Hays State. The crossover dribble, the little scoop shot in transition.
She's comfortable running the court, and at 6'4", that is a luxury. Off target there by Fordick, trying to get back-to-back buckets was the freshman. And Power across half court. Barrett Power, we talked about her sister Brielle. Older brother Logan, he played 5 seasons at the University of South Dakota, now a coach at Angelo State. So the Power family, they are some athletes.
I was going to say an athletic family, huh?
Yep, and playing volleyball for her mother, Vicky, the head volleyball coach at Lincoln Christian. Traditionally a very good program in that sport as well.
Just runs in the blood with those guys, doesn't it?
And what a great name, too, for sports. The
No
last
doubt.
name of Power.
No doubt.
The first foul of the half against Lincoln Christian. They've been able to extend their lead by a couple here to a game-high 14. And they get the takeaway.
Credit Malcolm for sticking with it, trying to work the ball inside, but it just hasn't been there consistently. Lincoln Christian does a nice job of clogging things up there in the lane.
Hollenbeck gets out of the lane, dishes, and the 3 off target by Power. Another rebound for Ashlyn Seahigh off of the bounce. There's Diamond Sedlak firing. Rattles out.
Not a bad look, though. Not a bad look from Malcolm. Catch the defense in transition.
Then in transition, McKiley Ailes misses, and Brown rips it free away from Johnson.
Brown is doing a little bit of everything here for the Lady Clippers.
Now can Malcolm find offense? That's been the challenge. A blocking foul against Hollenbeck. That's her second.
Really love the fight, the tenacity here from Malcolm. They continue to just work the ball, trying to get Hollenbeck and Johnson into foul trouble, really take them out of their comfort zone.
Your third quarter is brought to you by Region 4 Behavioral Health System. Quick substitution takes Johnson out of the game, and a steal. Cordy comes away with it. 2-on-2, takes it to the rack, can't get it to fall.
Cordy just hits that extra gear, doesn't she? Before you know it, she's right at the rim.
At great ball speed, too. It doesn't slow down when she's dribbling. Thought about reaching for that one there. Small now takes her to the hoop and finishes with the left.
Powerful drive, the crossover right to left hand, getting to the rim. Nice looking lay-in going off the glass.
Trap across half court. The Crusaders survive it. Up for three, McKiley Ailes. This time it's good. Her first triple of the game extends the lead to a game-high 15 for Lincoln Christian. Timeout, Malcolm.
Good timeout from head coach Andy Klepper. Need to talk things over.
Number 1 against number 8 on NCN.
Some banks want to build a better bank. 5 Points Bank is the better bank.
5 Points Bank provides the best in business banking. They've helped my business grow.
Golden Club is the best account for seniors. 5 Points Bank is the best bank.
5 Points Bank has the best customer service, real people taking care of my banking needs.
5 Points Bank is the fastest growing bank in Nebraska and keeps their customers banking safe, sound, and secure. 5 Points Bank is the better bank.
The Crusaders have had some open looks this half from 3. Had trouble getting them to go until McKiley Ailes sinks that one from the left wing. Her 50th made three-pointer of the season.
And you knew that shot was going to eventually fall for Lincoln Christian. Ailes was spotting up time and time again. And the Lady Crusaders were doing a nice job working the ball around, setting off-ball screens to open up those shooters. Ailes connecting on that last occasion.
These teams played just a couple weeks ago, and Malcolm was able to cut their deficit to just 5 in the fourth quarter, eventually lost by 7. See if they have a similar run in them here in the second half this morning.
That's really been their calling card all season long. They go on runs here and there, and before you know it, they're either up by 20 or they're back in the game.
They scored 12 in the first quarter. Only 12 since then. Today's broadcast is made possible thanks to the Nebraska Community Foundation. No dream is too big. For a greater Nebraska, turn up your dream switch. Visit nebraskahometown.org.
You talk about the scoring struggles here for Malcolm with only 12 points since that first quarter. Yeah, they've been missing shots, that's true, but a lot of it, you got to give credit where credit's due. Lincoln Christian and that tight man-to-man defense.
Well, great look there for Fordick. She just couldn't hit the 29% three-point shooter. A bounce pass from Cordy and the finish to Brielle Power.
Nice run in the court, transition. You know Lincoln Christian loves to play with pace, and they got the guards to do it.
She was looking the whole way, waiting for that defender, Sedlak, to commit. Once she did, the dump off. Fordick again for 3. Once more, a little off target. And there's Cordy. She'll dial it back this time. Launching from the wing. No for Ailes. Rebound Cordy. Another 3 for the Crusaders. Nothing but air. But they'll get a third look at the hoop. Brielle Power from the same spot. Back iron. 0 for 3 from long range that trip.
And the Lady Clippers dodged a couple bullets on that occasion. The zone defense just a pass behind nearly that entire time.
Brown sizes up 3. She's wide right. Brown, that would have been her first made 3 of the season.
She was wide open.
Sneaking past everybody, Barrett Power, an easy 2.
Yeah, the Crusaders, they're rolling right now. They got their transition game going at full bore.
Clippers got caught watching the basketball a bit there. Oh, the crossover, Allen Iverson-esque, but no finish for Fordick. She's fouled.
My goodness, how about that crossover? Getting a very good defender in Cordy to lean one way and snap it off the other. Just unable to connect on that little floater.
Well, you think with this Malcolm team, as Cordy and Hollenbeck both take a seat, but you think this team's one that's going to stick around in the Class C1 state tournament for a few years.
Yeah, look at all the freshmen and sophomores and juniors making big contributions here for Malcolm.
Working to her right and throwing it off the window, Ashlyn Seahigh, a confident move for her first points.
Seahigh going high off the glass.
They saw Hollenbeck leave the game and said, let's go right into the paint. Down low to the sophomore Faith McCullough. She's 6'3" off the bench. Posting up right now.
This is a little bit by design here. Lincoln Christian slowing things down. They got the lead. They're going to bleed some time here. We've seen them play with patience at times here in this third period. Just smart basketball all the way around.
That's Ashlyn Ailes with the basketball. Nearly taken away by Fordick. Now Brielle Power. Not there. Fordick with the miss. Has 1 second. Heaves it. And just short to end the third quarter. Lincoln Christian owning a 43-26 advantage. They're 8 minutes away from heading to the semifinals.
At Platte Valley Bank, we offer loans with competitive rates and quick decisions from our experienced lenders. Our team works hard to get to know you and your business. From ag to auto, home loans, and everything in between, we're here to help. Stop by Platte Valley Bank or apply online to find the loan that is right for you today.
Heading to the fourth quarter of game number 1 out of 6 today at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Michael Shively, Andy Klassen with you up top. The third member of our team, Chris Williams, has been doing some investigation on the side. Let's visit with Chris right now.
Well, the fourth quarter is about to get underway here, and Lincoln Christian has full control of this game, and it's been their seniors. It's been Olivia Hollenbeck as expected. I talked to their coach at halftime, Nick Orduna, and he said, what do you think we're going to do? Keep giving the ball to Liv. They have. She's nearing 20 points on the game. Don't be surprised if she controls this quarter. As long as she's in the quarter, they could pull away here quick.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. And that was a designed break there in that final minute and a half of the third quarter to give Hollenbeck and Cordy a rest. They're right back out to start the fourth and force a travel right away. An extra step by Jordan Denton.
Right idea for Malcolm. Trying to kick the ball out to the wing there. Denton just took that extra step.
A 17-point advantage. Nick Orduna's team, 6th straight appearance at the state tournament. They're used to this. And trying to punch that ticket to the semis. They know the way to do it. Get it down low.
Man, that was just excellent offense once again for Lincoln Christian. Working the ball inside, outside, great rotation, and then finding your stud down low in Olivia Hollenbeck.
Hollenbeck now with 20. Nobody guards Ashlyn Seahigh, but she doesn't get it to the rim. Rebound picked up by Virus. And dribbled into the arms of Hollenbeck. That's 13 turnovers on Malcolm in this game. Couple teams that, Andy, I think they're mirror images of each other from a year apart.
Right.
What a quick pass there from Hollenbeck. The three doesn't go, though, for Ailes.
No,
this Lincoln Christian team last season, they were the upstarts. They were
right.
the young ones in this tournament. They didn't have a senior last year. And now the same story for Malcolm coming into this game as a low seed and no seniors. Yep. much like Lincoln Christian last season.
Really got to be excited if you're a Lady Clipper fan. You got 3 juniors in that starting lineup that has been with head coach for 2 years now, and 2 freshmen.
How about the dish that time? Viris finds Small for 2 and a timeout. Malcolm, it's a 45-28 game.
The strong-hearted, the tender-hearted, the young at heart. Your heart at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute. We have your best interest at heart. Staffed by world-class cardiologists, surgeons, and specialists who will be with you every step of the way. We're in your community. We're equipping you with the tools needed to get the life-saving care that's so essential in a cardiac event. We're collaborating to provide the latest and innovative diagnostic and treatment. We're partnering with you to manage your heart condition, working together to achieve the best possible outcome. Providing seamless care to get you back on the road to recovery. Back to the moments that warm your heart, make your heart skip a beat, and make you want to say, eat your heart out. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute.
Right out of the timeout, Lincoln Christian into a trap and have it knocked out of bounds by Malcolm. Alyssa Fordick checks back in for Jasmine Small. You think they're going to turn to Alyssa Fordick here to try to key a rally.
Huge part of their offense, leads the team in scoring from that point guard position.
Triple team on Hollenbeck, the kick out for Ailes. No. Last touch by Cordy. The fourth quarter is sponsored by Husker Rehab with locations in Fairbury, Beatrice, Nebraska City, and 3 locations in Lincoln. Touchdown of bounds by Ailes.
And Lincoln Christian just continues to cheat that defense out. They really like to extend it out, put a lot of on-ball pressure, off-ball pressure on the guards, the wings, knowing, just kind of getting their scouting report there, knowing where Malcolm wants to kickstart their offense.
Trying to inbound it to Brown. She gets past the defender Hollenbeck, but misses. Cordy up ahead. Wisely sends it back. Hallie Huser in the game. Into Hollenbeck and into the hoop.
Just
22.
love how she works that block there. Keeps the ball up high away from the defense. 1-2 high off the glass. Wash, rinse, repeat.
No points, 0 for 5, 4 fouls 2 weeks ago against Malcolm. You think that performance fired her up to do better the second time?
I'd say you're onto something there. She also has a ho-hum 8 rebounds here thus far. Just working on another double-double.
But, man, am I impressed with Emma Brown. Fake to the left, went to the right. Little contact there, still able to put it in.
And you were talking about it, you know, before we went into break there, how if you're a Malcolm fan, you got a lot to look forward to that you're really happy and excited about. Between Fortick at guard and Emma Brown at your center, there's a bright future here for these Lady Clippers, and they're already at the state tournament.
The foul against Jocelyn Small, just her second. That's the first team foul against Malcolm, so if this were to get to a extend the game type of situation, the Clippers would have to hack quite often. Down low to Hollenbeck. Off the miss, she puts it through. And she's worn down that defense. That's what's happening right now. She's able to post up wherever she wants.
She's real crafty at getting position, too. Just working down on the block there and making herself available for her guards.
On the ball screen, the pick and pop there, Hollenbeck wise enough to hop out and get the swats. 3 ball up for Lincoln Christian. It's good. Hallie Huser for 3.
And that offense for Lincoln Christian continues to stay in rhythm.
A 22-point lead for Lincoln Christian. On the court, the bodies diving and timeout called by Lincoln Christian.
There's a good look at head coach Orduna, still barking out orders even though they're nursing a 22-point lead.
52-30, under 4 minutes to play in the fourth quarter.
Lavender.
We're committed to providing you with the highest level of service, so you will always choose us for your collision repairs. Our techs are trained and gold class certified. That's a big deal. With shops in Grand Island, Hastings, Kearney, North Platte, St. Paul, York, and Omaha. Guaranteed value and service.
Viva Lavenders. Viva, viva Lavender. Don't gamble with your car repair.
Nick Orduna on your screen there, the 20-year head man at Lincoln Christian, a former point guard for Nebraska Wesleyan here in the capital city. Just reached a great milestone, earning his 300th win as head coach at Lincoln Christian against Aquinas Catholic just about a month ago.
That's it, huh? Just 300 wins over his 20-year tenure? No, he knows what he's doing. He's known what he's doing for a long time. I really love how he placates to his players' strengths. This year, they have an excellent post presence with Olivia Hollenbeck, so they just keep feeding her the rock.
Lincoln Christian and Coach Nick Orduna design a difficult schedule, and of course that's helped out by their conference play in the Centennial Conference, one of the top in the state. They were champions of that this year.
You're exactly right, Michael. Very competitive conference.
Hastings St. Cecilia, one of the favorites here in the state tournament, a class below Lincoln Christian. So they get it into Hollenbeck out of the double team. Christian rotates. They'll shoot the three again. Huser nearly hits. Hollenbeck gets the miss. But Hastings St. Cecilia beat Lincoln Christian in the Centennial Conference final a year ago. This improved Crusader team got revenge this season.
Yeah, and it was a tight one, though. They had to work for it. Nothing comes easy, regardless of what class you're in when you play Hastings St. Cecilia.
A season of revenge for Christian. They were beaten in the C1 championship game last year by Bishop Newman. Guess who Lincoln Christian beat to get to the state tournament this year?
Yeah, I think you set me up to say Bishop Newman.
You're very wise.
Now, it's really been one heck of a season overall for Lincoln Christian. 21-3. Just playing with great consistency from the start of the season till now.
A 22-point advantage right now and comfortable to run some clock here against the Clippers.
Yeah, and Hollenbeck on that last possession ripped down her 10th rebound, chalk her up for another double-double performance to open up her state tournament campaign.
And timeout taken by head coach Nick Orduna. Well, we can keep it right here on News Channel Nebraska and take a peek here, at least up here at the booth, at the Class C1 bracket, which we're going to see throughout the day today here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Every C1 quarterfinal game on our broadcast. Up next, it's St. Paul against Wahoo, a Wahoo team that made the semis a year ago but lost 4 starters.
Right.
They've made it right back.
They really have, and this is going to be a fun one. It's a 4-5 matchup. Wahoo's really straightened the ship. They're 18-7 season. St. Paul, though, they have been a powerhouse throughout the season at 23-2. They're feeling like maybe they should have been a 2 or 3 seed, but they're down at the 4 seed. It's going to be a very competitive matchup coming up next.
Then later it's Chadron against Adams Central. Adams Central team that upset Broken Bow to get to the state tournament. They're taking on the 2 seed. And oftentimes I feel like people try to discount teams from the West.
Right.
But I'm telling you, do not sleep on this Chadron team this year.
Yeah, we've seen them a couple times now. And you're exactly right. Talk about balance. They got it. Great post presence, but they also have quick, heady guards.
The top seed is Lincoln Christian, and they're feeling good, up 22 off of the hands there of Faith McCullough. And we'll remind you again that today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Stealth Broadband, proudly serving parts of Northeast Nebraska.
Love all those guys up at Stealth. You know those guys, right, Michael?
Absolutely. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Big voyage to get our whole staff to converge here in the capital city, and we're so happy we're able to do it.
It is a lot of fun this weekend, and then, of course, next weekend to follow up.
At the free throw line, Hadley Tuitt a 5'7" junior here on your Woodhouse Auto Family Instant Replay. Shop Woodhouse today at woodhouse.com and experience the Woodhouse difference. To it, gets her first points of the day. You notice Cordy and most of the starters there for Lincoln Christian no longer on the floor.
Malcolm getting right back into that full court press. Love to run the 2-2-1, generating another turnover.
Driving inside. That was Michaela DeBates. Misses. Up ahead go the Crusaders. Nearly a travel. Yes, a travel.
Penrod had the right idea. Tried to slow things down, but just drug that foot.
Well, 9 a.m. game. No worry about attendance, though. Fantastic crowd. Both of these schools well represented in the stands.
Yes.
And we anticipate there will be more spectators moving on in throughout this session and throughout the day. After the miss, Christian out on transition. There's Jenna Wiltfong on the wing. 3-ball up, and it's down. Addison Ehlers, the 5'7" sophomore.
Once again, just spot on ball movement, working it inside to outside around the perimeter.
And a swish on the other side. That one knocked in by Kiana Dostal. She's a sophomore. And the final seconds will tick off. The Malcolm Clippers in their first state tournament appearance since 2017 come short. The Lincoln Christian Crusaders move on to the semifinals. The Class C1 #1 seed is here to stay in Lincoln.
Yeah, really nice performance from start to finish for Lincoln Christian. Kind of a microcosm or a one-game cosm of their season. Great consistency, got into their offense, stayed in their offense, and really executed with great rhythm, especially throughout that second, third, and fourth quarter.
Holding the Clippers to just 34 points. They earn the win by 21. The Lincoln Christian Crusaders are advancing. Don't go anywhere. When we return, we'll hear from the winning coach and our player of the game.
Rejuvenate your outdoor living space this season with new 2020 patio furniture from Fireplace Stone and Patio. With an array of styles, colors, and sizes, you can find your perfect fit in our showrooms. Add a customizable fire pit to your patio set and create the ultimate outdoor space for entertaining. With our stylish patio furniture and fire pits, we can design a space you'll enjoy for years to come. Now's the time to plan ahead. Visit Fireplace Stone and Patio for all your outdoor living needs.
Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust believes as a locally owned community bank, it's important that we are a leader in supporting the local communities we serve. Financially supporting organizations that provide services to the needy and underprivileged, as well as organizations that strive to make our community a better place to live. Our employees carry on this commitment by serving on community boards, coaching youth sports, or simply volunteering to serve others. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, making a difference.
Incredible care, incredibly close. Beatrice Community Hospital and Health Center.
The Beatrice Community Hospital has always been here for you and your family, and now they're here for you even more with the Express Care Clinic on Sargent Road in Beatrice. You can get treatment 7 days a week for non-emergent illness and injury for children, adolescents, adults, and older adults. It's new, well-staffed, and ready when you need it most.
Incredible care, incredibly close. Beatrice Community Hospital and Health Center.
I'm down here with our winning head coach, Nick Orduna, and our player of the game, the no-brainer, Olivia Hollenbeck. We're going to start with you, though, Coach. You told me before the game that the team has kind of embraced the role as the favorite this year. Can you kind of go more into that for us?
Yeah, well, we got ranked #1 at the beginning, which sometimes is not good because, you know, people are going to come after you. But we've been able to weather that throughout the season, play some really good teams, maintain that, and even coming into the tournament, knowing we're the #1 seed, people are going to come after us too. So the fact that we've been able to go the whole season and knowing that people are coming after us, it's kind of the same thing at the state tournament.
Yeah, last season we talked a lot about how you were such a young team.
Yeah.
This year you have a great senior class. What can you say about what they've done all season and what they did today?
Yeah, just carried over from last year, you know, and they've had a lot of experience in these type of games and other tough games with our schedule that we play, and so they stepped on the court with great confidence and togetherness and played great 4 quarters. I really was pleased with our defensive effort tonight.
And you and this team, they've been through the craziness of the state tournament. What does the next 20 or 21 hours look like for the team?
Eating and rest. I like that we played 9 o'clock in the morning and not 9 at night, so now we can go home and just kind of kick back a little bit and prepare for our game tomorrow. So.
All right, well, thank you, Coach. Good luck. Moving over here to our player of the game, Olivia Hollenbeck. 24 points. She guessed that she had 16, so she wasn't even counting. Your coach told me at halftime you had that big first half, 14 points. He said she was hungry. Is that true?
Yes, definitely. Last game I obviously had a lot of foul trouble early, so going into this game I was just trying to stay in the game and play a really solid defense with my hands up, and then kind of switch my mentality and have a really strong offensive half. So.
You know, it's certainly not a one-man show out there. I saw you hugging your teammates. What can you say about the energy that girls like Barrett Powers, Allison Cordy bring to this team and bring to you?
Oh yeah, they're both just total energy bugs. Do such good things on defense, and they just, all my teammates do so well at giving me the ball and just being super unselfish, and then hopefully I can kick it back out to them, and we just have a really good team game, I think.
Olivia, this is your last ride, your last chance to win a state championship. What is the mood like in that locker room?
I would say just exciting and thankful. Like this is our 4th year in a row going to the state tournament, and we're just trying to be thankful for that and understand that not very many teams get to do that, and then just at the same time be hungry, like you said, for more. We just want to go all the way.
Awesome. Well, go celebrate with your teammates. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Thank you so much.
Michael, let's go back up to you guys in the booth.
You're watching the postgame show, brought to you by Norfolk Auto Center, Northeast Nebraska's volume leader, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
9 communities, 140 employees, and over 1,500 hours of volunteered time in our communities. The same communities that we at Midwest Bank share with you. From the soccer field to the ambulance, sitting on chambers of commerce committees, to being a room parent at your child's school. At Midwest Bank, we feel it is the little things that we do for the communities that we serve that make the big difference. If you feel the same, come see us at your local branch or check us out online at MidwestBank.com. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
It's in our passion. It's in our achievements. It's in our architecture and our heritage. It's in the way we innovate and discover. It's how we engage and inspire. It's time to experience it for yourself. Peru State College. See what's in it for you.
Shop Columbus Motor Company during the Jeep Celebration event for that new vehicle. They have a great selection of new Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps for work or play, and Ram tough trucks that can handle any job you've got. And they have a 5-day money-back guarantee in case you're not completely satisfied. Stop by or shop them online at ColumbusMotorCompanyNE.com, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
The Lincoln Christian Crusaders advance past Malcolm to face the winner of our next game, St. Paul and Wahoo, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. The Lincoln Christian Crusaders, the top seed, took care of business. And let's take a look at how that happens. Number 1 seed Lincoln Christian against number 8 Malcolm. These teams played 2 weeks ago, a 7-point game. What will happen here on day number 1, game number 1 of the state tournament? Early on, Malcolm going to work, getting to the hoop and throwing it off the window. Alyssa Fordick, she's a freshman and the leading scorer for the Clippers. But the response was there for Lincoln Christian from downtown. Alexis Johnson, 3 of her 7 first half points. But all day long, this is what you saw, the Crusaders going down low. First it was Olivia Hollenbeck, then Johnson for 2. back to Hollenbeck, loving that right block over the freshman Brown. Hollenbeck had 14 in the first half. To the second half we head, and more Crusaders. McKiley Ailes hits the triple. Now after a steal, Allison Cordy, beautiful dump down and finish for the Crusaders. Back they go to Hollenbeck. She went to work all game long, finished with 24 points, a game high. The Crusaders rolling. They were up 12 at half. More Hollenbeck, and entering the fourth quarter, they were up 17. It was almost automatic for the 6'4" senior. She's going to Fort Hays State next season, and the Lincoln Christian Crusaders are going to the semifinals in Class C1.
Yeah, just a real nice performance from start to finish for Lincoln Christian to really kickstart this state tournament. You got to love what you saw from Olivia Hollenbeck getting involved early offensively. We saw a lot of offensive highlights, but look at that score. 34 points. They were able to hold a potent offense from the Malcolm Lady Clippers. That was probably the most impressive thing from start to finish for me anyhow, Michael.
Malcolm was able to hit from downtown some in the first quarter. They scored 12 points in that first quarter. Over the next two, the second and the third quarter, they only scored 14 combined. So that was where the lead really stretched for Lincoln Christian. Yeah, and the easy way to say it was Malcolm was just missing shots, but I said it during the broadcast, they're missing shots due to that tight man-to-man defense that Lincoln Christian's kind of been known for over the years, making things very difficult for the shooters of the Lady Clippers. Well, breakfast at the Bob was fun, Andy. I think it's about time to move into the brunch. I think you're right. Let's get ready to go. Up next on News Channel Nebraska, number 4 seed St. Paul enters at 23-2. Number 5 Wahoo is 18-7. That's coming your way next on News Channel Nebraska.
Time for another weekly Your University Minute, where we get the pleasure of once again sitting down with University of Nebraska President Ted Carter. And this week we are talking about the most important people, which are the students of the university. So President Carter, if you were asked to describe a typical student at the University of Nebraska, how would you do that?
Well, Brandon, that'd be almost impossible. As you know, there are well over 51,000 students at our 4 major campuses, and while granted many of them are coming straight out of high school, many of them coming from Nebraska, that would only describe some of them. Many of them, as high as 40%, for example, on some of our campuses are the first in their family to ever attend high school. Some have chosen to come after they've been in the workforce, and many of them are adults that have been in the workforce that use many